Have you experienced being referred to a center or a counselor? How does it feel? Okay? You cannot, sometimes you cannot deny that, okay? Instinctively or instantly in our minds, okay? I am not going crazy, okay? Or I am not ill, or I don't have any disorder. But please, mental health is more than the disorders, or more than the mental illnesses. Okay? Mental illness is also, again, an integral part of the health. Okay? That's why it's very important to involve the community in discussing mental health and mental well-being. Okay? So there is no health without mental health. Okay? So moving on, okay? So mental health encompasses our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, how we feel, and how we even act. Okay? That's why please let us expound and let us expand, okay, our thinking, that when we talk about mental health, it's not just on the disorders, but it also focuses on our thought process, okay, our feeling process, as well as our action. Okay? It also helps determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others. So relating to others, we'll talk about our relationships. Okay? Relationship in the family, relationship within the neighborhood, within the community even, okay? Within our workplaces, okay? And even, okay, our ability to make health is not just a consideration that adults should make, because mental health is very important at all stages of life. So that is from childhood, adolescence, through adulthood. And if I may say, okay, even during the end stages of our life or late adulthood. Okay? So please, let's not let's avoid saying to our children, to the teens, okay, that please do not mind that or do not think about that, because that's not your concern. It's more of an adult concern, please. Mental health is more, okay, is actually anchored from childhood. Okay? It's strengthened in adolescence, and okay, it's hopefully should be very stable during our, okay, adulthood. Okay. So again, so there, okay, please, one indicator of our mental health is, okay, the ability of the individual to realize his own or her capacities. What am I capable of doing? What can I do? Okay? Because if mental health is threatened, okay, an individual has lesser capacity to think about his own capacities or to apply his abilities. Okay? So mental health also will talk about how we cope with the normal stresses of life. Let's say normal stresses, let's say for me as a mom, for example, okay? Kids who are misbehaving, okay? Or let's say in my work, in the hospital, normal stresses will be patients who are, let's say, patients who committed suicide, okay? That's a normal stressor for me in the hospital setting, okay? But if I don't have that, okay, good mental health, okay, or your capacity now collapse to handle your normal stresses in life, okay, your mental health is actually at risk. Okay? Capacity to work productively is also an indicator of your mental health. Okay? I am saying all this for us to realize that mental health goes beyond borders of the mental illnesses, of mental disorders, okay? Of going crazy, going, okay? Becoming insane, please. Okay? Mental health encompasses all this. Okay? So mental health is for the fundamental collective and individual ability of humans to think, emote or feel, interact with each other, earn a living, and enjoy life. Okay? So if I ask you, how are you enjoying life at the moment? Okay? Life in general. Okay? That is your answers in that will actually be one of the indicators of your mental health. Why is this very essential? Okay? So, mental illness, especially depression, okay, actually increases the risk for many other types of illnesses or health problems, such as, let's say, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and heart diseases. Okay? Similarly, the presence of chronic conditions, let's say you're diagnosed with diabetes mellitus, or you were diagnosed with a heart disease, it can actually increase the risk for mental illness or poor mental health. Okay? So, it's actually, it goes together, mental health as well as the physical health. Okay? So, this is why mental health is very important. Please take note that our mental health changes over time. Okay? It can change from poor mental health to a healthy or a good mental health or otherwise. Okay? So how can it change? When the demands when the demands placed on a person actually exceeds his resources and coping abilities, their mental health could be impacted. Let's say, for example, during this pandemic, you were actually asked to work overtime. Let's say you will be put on a 16-hour shift, which is not so likely in the Philippine setting. Okay, so I'm talking here about the Philippine setting in the hospitals in the Philippines. So it's not common that we have a 16-hour shift, but because of the pandemic, let's say you will be asked to have a duty of, okay, 16 hours. It may actually have a great toll on your mental health, and eventually it may now affect our physical health. Okay? So please be open with the idea that we are not well mentally all the time. Okay? So at times it's really a fact that, it's okay not to be okay. Our mental health is not, okay, a guarantee. It's not guaranteed that all the time. Okay, let's say, for example, you are a doctor or you are a practitioner in the mental health. It's not a guarantee that all the time your mental health is very good. No, we have to accept. Okay, it is inevitable that we have our mental health changes over time.